Welcome back to windy Coimbatore. Welcome back to the Kari Motor Speedway. Welcome back to another race of the Tyre Racing Championship 2025. We're heading into the Tyre Formula LGB 4 category race that's coming up in just a bit. The pit lane's just been opened, but before we talk about the race, let's talk about the safety car. Of course, we got the Citroen Basalt that is being used as the safety car for this particular round. A 1.2 litre turbocharged petrol engine that this car's got, the Basalt's got. We've got the man behind the wheel. We spoke to him earlier before the start of race one. Let's feature the car because it's a beauty, isn't it? Of course, this is the only car when you talk about on a racetrack. The safety car is the only car that you'll always find the race leader behind during a formation lap before the start of the race. So really the car that everyone has to follow. Of course, it's got its roles as well. We talked about that earlier. We talked about that before the start of race one. But now we're heading into race two of this weekend of the Tyre Formula LGB4 race. And of course, we caught up with the top qualifiers. In fact, the interesting part, something I'd like to highlight here is the fact that the top four drivers in qualifying two for this race were within just about half a second of each other, and all of them had timings that were under 1 minute 17 seconds. So interesting numbers there. Let's take a look and hear what the drivers had to say coming into this race.
Yeah, so I've been struggling with fever and body pain for the entire day, so wasn't really up to my best, but somehow we recovered from the Q1, and in Q2 we managed to take pole by 4/10. It all is because of my team and my team boss who keeps pushing me, and it's a great feeling to be 1-2 with my teammate Patnaik and also my friend Dhruv. So yeah, it was a great feeling. It was very chaotic. I mean, it felt like a race when we all started out the session, but slowly and steadily I found my rhythm, and yeah, I'm on pole, so pretty happy to be here.
So Q2 was slightly better than Q1. However, unfortunately, I only got to do one lap. But in that one lap, the car felt really nice, and I extracted as much as I could out of it. So I'm pretty happy with it. It puts me in a good spot.
Q2 was it was chaotic. That's all I would say, because it was really hard to get a proper lap in, and there were cars everywhere trying to get slipstream from other cars, so it was really chaotic to just get one lap in. But towards the end, when everything was settled, we somehow managed to find a rhythm, find a pace, and it just took one lap. That's all that mattered, and towards the end we did put that lap in.
So in Q1, my car had suddenly developed an issue in the morning. So we somehow managed to recover the car from it mid-session. And yeah, I mean, the grip level was coming because the track is also quite cool right now. It's almost sunset time. So the track was really in a good place, and with the engine coming back towards me, I mean that's why we are on pole.
So in Q2, I mean, for most of the lap, the car was fantastic. I felt really good and really confident. Just unfortunately, coming out of the last corner, I had a slight hitch on the engine, which possibly cost me some bit more time. But no worries, I got my good lap in. I'm in P2. That's all that matters. And yeah, I'd like to thank the team for that beautiful car.
The car felt really good in Q2 because it's all thanks to the team at M Sport, Nandana, Fayasa, Ragulana, everyone who's been working really hard. So just to get the car up to pace, and the balance felt really good overall. And I'm just happy, to be in the top 3. It gives us a lot of opportunities.
We heard from the pole sitter, we heard from the top 3 in qualifying, but right now I am sitting and having a quick little chat with the driver who's at P5. That's Monit from Ahura Racing. Monit had a good race earlier this morning. Unfortunately, not on the podium, but he really did give the top 5 a run for their money. Today, starting off on P5 in this race, all set?
Yeah, all set. Now I just focus on the top 3, see where I can get my moves, and just be consistent, and hopefully I can move up the grid, and hope it goes well, to be honest.
I was talking to Sarosh earlier today, team principal, and he's telling me about how you put in a couple of years of hard work, trained with Ramji just to try and get fit and ready to race here in the Formula LGB4.
Yeah. If you see me in my first year, I look like a football basically. So the hard work and dedication which I put into this championship is like a lot. I feel like I'm the most hardworking guy in the grid, and yeah, hopefully it will show my competition how I do this race, and I hope Solomon I do good. I make Solomon proud. Solomon and my team proud.
Absolutely, and I think your father has been a big inspiration behind your efforts on the racetrack. Quick word for him.
Yeah, my dad's my biggest supporter. He's as passionate as me, as me, so he's always supporting me since my childhood, and he's fulfilling my dream, and I'm thankful he's with me the whole time. Me and my mom, he's with me, and my mom's also supporting in the tower rider. So it's always good to getting support from my family.
Well, it's great to hear that, and I hope you have a great race, Monit.
Yeah, thank you.
There you have it, Monit. The Ahura Racing starts off on P5. Proud Papa looking on as he gets ready for the race. Let's go across to Bala Prasad. Bala starting off on P4. Bala, a good race earlier this morning. Any different plans for this one, or is it more of the same that we saw earlier?
So last race I just messed up the start. So I just want to focus to start more this time.
Go well today.
Thank you.
There you have it. Of course, remember the Dark Dawn Racing driver. He's had a couple of good runs so far. Dhruv Goswami starts off on P3. He's all set. We've got the 5-minute board that's just been brought out. Dhruv, you've had a race win last round. You've had a decent start to this season as well. What plans for this one?
Again, it's the LGB grid. It's going to be a really fun race. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Once again, you find yourself as trapped between two Dark Dawn Racing cars, incidentally, as an M Sport driver.
I mean, yeah, but I'm up for it. It's going to be a fun race.
Go well.
Thank you.
You have it, Dhruv starting off on P3. On P2, remember, it's Aditya Patnaik. As a young gun, he's done so very well, and he'd be looking forward to having another good run here.
Yeah, I mean, starting this race one place higher than the previous one. Let's see what we can do.
That was a third place finish, looking to go one better, starting off on P2.
Hopefully, but time will tell.
And he says, why just one place? Maybe 2 places better. All the best. Go well. That's Aditya for you. It's Mehuel. He's already notched up a race win earlier this morning. He'd like to repeat that right now, wouldn't he? All set for this one? Feeling all right?
Yeah, a little better than the morning race. But I mean, it's gotten a lot hotter. So yeah, I think it's going to be a fun race with everyone behind us. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Someone who's not been keeping too well over the last few days. He's had the perfect dose of medicine with a race win earlier, looking to get the second dose in a day.
Yeah, pretty much.
All the best. Go well. There you go. That's Mehuel for you. Starts off on P1. He's got a clear sighter of the track ahead of him. We're just moments away from race action. I'll hand it over to Karthik and Solomon, who are there in the commentary box.
Thank you, Robin. So yes, we are minutes away from the start of the second race in the LGB Formula 4 category at the Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship. We're at the Kari Speedway, and if the first race that we had earlier in the day is anything to go by, then we are in for a cracker in the second race. Very quickly then, we'll talk you through the grid. It is Mehuel Agarwal who starts at P1. We've got Aditya Patnaik at P2. So it's a Dark Dawn 1-2. As far as pole positions are concerned, Dhruv Goswami in M Sport starts at P3. Then you got Bala Prasad in Dark Dawn at P4. Then you got Monit from Ahura in P5. Yash starting at P6. Veda Vishnu starting at P7. Ashok Lal at P8. Aditya Topo starting at P9. Then you got Sarosh Shataria at P10. Diljit TS starting back at P11. Ashwit Agarwal at P12, Vignesh Narendran at P13. Then you got Yogi Krishnan starting at P14, Balaji Raju at P15, and Nityanand starting at P16. Rashi Shah, the sole girl driver in this race on the grid, is starting at P17. Dhruv Goswami starting at P18. And Saran Vikram, who had a terrific race, once again starts at P19. Remember, started at P19 in the previous race as well, did Saran, and went up all the way till 6th position by the end of the race. It's a 15-lap race that's coming your way. As you can see, the technicians are all have left the track, so we're just a few moments away from the start. First, we'll have the formation lap, and then that will be followed by 15 laps of racing in the LGB Formula 4 category. Solomon, your thoughts on this race?
So then we are expecting a big village. If you're looking at it right now, you got the dark dawn right ahead, and there is the splash of yellow. Do not rule out Monit Kumaran. What a kid, what a talent that Ahura Racing has found. If this boy can really come into his form, he can really challenge the top order over there. Turn 1, that's about 250-350 meters. Into turn number 1, where you dive in on the left and then you take a quick right left into a right-hander. Off we go, Karthikeyan. This is what we waited for.
So formation lap gets underway, and I just love the fact that when Robin spoke to Monit just before the start of the race and asked him about the couple of years of fitness training that he's put in to get till here, and he said, well, back then I looked like a football, and now there's a lot of difference that he himself can see. So I think that tells you that he's no stress, he's just chilled out, he's out here to enjoy racing.
I can joke with Monit, but when he said football, I was recollecting balloon ball. You've seen the balloon balls that happen, and it's not to kid with him, but then this boy has really come on to a very good transformation. You're talking about shelving of between 16 to 20 kilos. He's got lean body right now that he's able to even take those fitness to the highest level. So we are right now into turn number 7 all the way up to turn number 9. This is the entry point to turn number 10. The Mickey Mouse corner, if somebody would come to Kari Motor Speedway and describe this for you. This is turn number 10, which is a left-hander, then a dicey left-hander, right-hander, coming down, coming from the turn number 12. This is the 28 JK Tyre FMSC National Racing Championship. One of the Howrah cars almost lost the throttle, the boy that we were talking about, Monit, but he's back in the hunt. Into turn number 14 as we speak.
So this is going to be once again very, very interesting, because you've got the Dark Dawns in 1 and 2, and then you've got one M Sport of Dhruv Goswami in 3rd, and then another Dark Dawn in 4th. So he's literally just surrounded by Dark Dawns. If a good start there for Dhruv Goswami allows him to move ahead of the track by the end of corner 1 or corner 2, then we're in for another cracking race. But I think Mehuel Agarwal, the kind of form he's shown in the first race, and along with obviously his teammate who starts at P2, Aditya Patnaik, he's been amongst points as well. He was on the podium earlier today. So all in all, we've got I think 3 to 4 potential winners in the first 4.
So then Raman is going to come in running into the commentary box because he wants the wonderful AC that we have it here. If we search for his hat, we will say it has flown away with the wind, because it is windy conditions, Karthikeyan, and that could be a little bit of a problem, because the wind can catch you into turn number 3 and turn number 4, and turn number 10 you can really get caught away with. This is the calm before the storm. We are going to go racing, and any moment now the lights are going to go out, and the folks from Dark Dawn would like to put the pedal to the metal, and we shall be going racing this moment on. It's tension everywhere.
The moment 5 reds go off, it's race time. Now then, waiting. Anxious moments for all young drivers.
It's just like that exam paper which never comes, but then that's the tension that we really go again. Okay, there will be an extra formation lap, I presume, because the start procedure has been delayed. Let's just put it out together again. Everybody's ready. Start delayed, and so be it. Will there be an extra formation lap? We presume that would definitely happen. This Citroen Basalt car right at the back is also watching in the action. The start delayed board has really been put up. Let's quickly run through the procedure again. When you come to the grid, you open the pit lane, you bring your car back into your respective boxes. You have a 5-minute, 3-minute. When the 3-minute to 1-minute comes, all the crew needs to leave. And in case the start light doesn't come on, you basically have to have an extra formation lap. Let's quickly take it down to the turns. This is turn number 1. You really need to carry your speed into the left-hander. Just nip in the apex, and as you get onto the turn number 2, just kiss the apex on the exit. Take a wider turn as you come into turn number 3. This is the place where the incline kind of changes a little bit of surface. Up to turn number 4 in quick time. When I say turn number 4, they're already touching into turn number 5 and 6. This is the quick chicane. It's slightly on the incline, but these guys hardly are able to manage with no problem at all. Full throttle. Now this is where you line up for an overtaking maneuver. You're already seeing folks trying to practice different lines, warm up their tires in quick time up to turn number 9. Now this is where things go. This is turn 10.
Right, this is the hard left and then suddenly a right that you have, and this is an area of the track where you see a lot of overtaking maneuvers and attempts from drivers to try and regain a spot, try and get ahead in the track. But it's also that we've seen a few incidents happen as well in the past. But these guys will know what needs to be done as far as avoiding those things are concerned and trying to get the right lines in to get that opening to move ahead.
Turn 12 to 14 is where the floodgates open, because you can have multiple apexes and multiple entry. Do not dig deep into that particular curve we just saw, because if you do so, you may carry a little bit of dirt which may affect the grip on your tires. As you get on to turn number 15, you just try and just keep the ground, and up to turn number 16. And this is hooray, here we come. The grand start, the home straight, the home run, where we get to see all the cars one by one. I am seeing a red flag right in the center, and since the man who's holding that flag is a good friend, I have decided to be very nice to him. It is Shri, a man who has got a special DNA that whatever he eats, he will always stay thin. And the doctors are still trying to figure out how.
You wish you could swap that, won't you?
Any day, any day. Here I have to measure my ice cream. I measure the number of teas and coffees that we have to take in the commentary box. 5 minutes for a full restart. So we are going to go in for a full restart. Raman is, I've been told, is searching for his hat. So are we going to give it to him or not going to give it to him, Karthik?
Well, we can hang on to it for the next 13, 14 laps, and when he goes out once again for the ceremony where he has the chat with the race winners, maybe we'll hand it back once again to him. But right now, because he's in the comfort of the aircon commentary room, there's no sun, there's no heat here, so I think he can do without the hat for a while, Ken Raman. Now, then you can see it's a 5-minute delayed start. There's 5 minutes to go. All the cars have lined up. And we've already had an extra formation lap in this race. Now, talking about Shri and his special DNA, I think you're someone, if you have a couple of sips of water, you can put on a few grams here and there.
I need to find out my weight sometime. And this is the way it works again. So now, will the mechanics, will the tuners be allowed to come onto the track? Shri is playing the work of the Chief Marshal. And now we are getting those boys onto the track just to have a quick look and sort the timing in as well. So, if you're seeing the cameras, the man in the center has got the shine. I'm thinking of starting a hat business. What are your thoughts, Karthik? So, you look at the man with the hairdo. Look at the man with... Thank you.
There you go, Solomon. There you go.
This happened. Why? Because our production head said there's too much shine. We are not able to focus. Babuji, I have to give it out to you.
For everyone who was wondering why I was wearing the hat.
He was carrying it for me as part of charity. Charity spelled to its C. Okay, that is Rehman Banaji, who also possibly inquired about you. Had eight eight-time national champion who is doing on duties. He's like, I'm working hard and you guys are having the fun at my cause. Uh, I hope we don't get chased by Shri. You were out there, Raman, and you had a chat with Monit. That guy has got focus, isn't it?
Oh, I think it's a wonderful story. He's special, and the way he's been driving, I think it's credit to him. I was talking to Sarosh earlier in the afternoon and just had a word with his father as well. The fact that he's trained hard, he's prepared, he's gotten himself into physical shape to be able to perform at this level.
Right.
And then he's competing with the top 5 or 6 drivers, giving them a run for their money. I think it's credit to his dedication and the effort.
And also, in the previous race, Raman, we saw he had a couple of former champions behind him.
Yeah.
So that tells you how good he's been. And, when you spoke to him, you could see the calmness when you spoke to him. He was in a very light mood, told how he felt about himself 2 years ago. I wouldn't want to use the word football again, but that's what he said. So that tells you,
He said football. What did we say? What did you say?
You said. You said.
I call him the balloon man, but then I appreciated him because it was he's shelved off over 15, 16 kilos. Sarosh Khataria, take the credit, man. The only thing similar between you and I is the shine on my head and your head.
We've got a solution for that. There you go. We've got a solution for that. No. There's no shine on the head. There's a shine in the voice.
Sarosh, multiple champion. What a guy. We got to appreciate Ahura Racing because they did a talent hunt. And Raman we were talking to Sarosh as well. They got a fabulous amount of entries. And they're a great work of bringing in new talent to the sport.
I think credit to Sarosh. You look back at Ahura Racing, and they were at one point in time an all-girls racing team as well. So I think I was talking, and I mentioned this to Sarosh earlier, and many a times the fact that he's done a pioneering job from his racing days on to now running a team as a team principal. I think credit. It takes guts to have an all-women's racing team. It takes a lot of hard work behind the scenes. He's done that. Now, of course, it's no longer an all-girls racing team. But remember, the only girl who's there on the grid for this season in the Formula LGB4 is with Ahura Racing.
Rashi is her name.
Absolutely, a young girl called Rashi.
She won the talent hunt by Ahura. Every team has a different strategy. Like M Sport would love to take through their karting line. Dark Dawn go around and search who are the champions. Avalanche, if they look for somebody who's on the long run. There's also Damas Racing as well. So we have different teams with different racing DNA. We are looking at this wonderful track. I also have to talk about at the 28th Checkered FMSA National Racing Championship. We are part of the Indian Racing Festival. Under that, there is the Indian Racing League. There's the Formula 4 India. The homologation on this track is F1 grade. You can take an F3 car and you can take it on again. Now that's the level, or sporting level, which has gone. Couple of years back, in fact decades back, this was just an airstrip. Today we are talking about Formula 4, that is license points to go up to Formula 1.
I think credit to the way we've seen the evolution of motorsport, and credit to JK Tyre over decades. You're not just talking about 1 decade, 2 decades or 3 decades. You're talking about almost 4 decades of commitment to motorsport and how they've made it grow, and not just in one particular category. When you talk about from rallying to karting to racing, I think it's credit. And now we have stories of racers who've been shown a path that they can progress from being just a race driver in a particular format to then evolving into different roles of motorsport, including team principals or in the management side of things for a team, the organizing side of things with the federation, or taking on roles as far as running the championship is concerned as well.
Beautifully said. Last weekend, Karthikev, we had the Novice Cup. We also had the Levitas Cup, where we had the single make cars. We had a boy like Akshay Muralidharan who was taken around this track by Naren Karthikeyan. Look at the kind of foundation that he's taken. Naren Karthikeyan, the Padma Shri, who's also been a brand ambassador. Arman Ibrahim, the brand ambassador. Who is that in car number 42? Oh yeah, we have the similarities of the same head. You can, Sarosh, rise and shine.
There you go. We'll show it one more time.
So that was car number 42. That was Sarosh Khataria. not just a team principal for Ahura, he's participating as well as Surosh. And now you can see just about a couple of minutes or a minute away from the start of the race. That's it. You can see 1 minute to go. We'll have the formation lap again, and then we'll have the race. And hopefully this time we will have the race. So another formation lap. Earlier we had 2 formation laps, then the red flag came out. So obviously we'll have to have that formation lap once again. Robin, getting back to the grid, 3 Dark Dawns in the front 4. It's a challenge for Dhruv Goswami straight away.
Absolutely, but he said he's ready for it. He understands that this is part and parcel of the game. Mehuel Agarwal, he's got a race win earlier. Remember, this is a formation lap, which is why you don't see the front runners going full tilt early on. The interesting story is the mid-pack, and I see a couple of M Sport cars trying to make sure that the tires are all warmed up. And what does that entail? That's going to be the interesting story. I get a feeling that Rahul Rangosamy, the kind of experience that he has, he's in the mid-pack, keep an eye on him. I think there will be a game plan that M Sport will come into this race with.
I think there's not much difference when you look at the mid-pack, Raman, because you've got the likes of Diljit TS there as well, a former champion. You've got Rahul Rangosamy there as well. You've got Sarosh Shatari, all 3 former champions. And then you've got the man on song, Saram Vikram, who's starting at way back at P19. But very quickly, in a few laps, you might see him battling it out in the mid-pack as well, like he did earlier in the day.
What an inspiring story. We're talking about stories that inspire. One of them is Saram Vikram. To look back at his career, how, he's come through the ranks and made sure that he's left a mark, now running a team as well. I think it's credit, again, looking back at the ecosystem that's been developed.
So then, Saran Vikram is a master in even tuning that engine. In fact, he discusses with father, even today, he basically takes it out for a very interesting line where 2 things. One, he exchanges notes with his dad in how to tune. They still have this wonderful 800, and that car keeps going on for a very, very long time. If you come to the race weekend, I suggest the first place to visit is the car parking. You will find the best of the cars. You'll find the legends of the cars, the old ones, and coming in. But over this weekend, our safety car is Citroën. This is Basov, one of the cars with the biggest boot space, one of the cars that can get you a temperature under 14. You're talking about 5,500 RPM, and there it comes. Decades of experience, 9 decades of experience as far as the World Rally Championship is concerned. And when you talk about Citroën, you talk about WRC with Sebastian Loeb. There is a tradition that they took looking at it. 1,199cc and an amazing torque that can really power it out together. So powering it out at the 28 Checkered IFMS National Racing Champion 2025. We're ready to go racing. Here we go. Car number 9 all the way onto the line again. They got to have a little bit of a tussle in there. It's Dark Dawn ahead already, but it's car number 9 who could seize the initiative. In comes Dhruv Goswami to take the third at the moment as he exits turn number 2. Up to turn, there's a little bit of commotion as 2 of the cars almost kick in the dust very, very quickly. Saran Vikram up by at least 3 positions.
Oh, Saran, a very, very good start is Saran Vikram, but a good start here for the Dark Dawns as well. The positions remain as they were when they started the race. It is Mehuel who leads. He's got Aditya Patnaik right next to him in second, Dhruv Goswami in third, and then you've got car number 10, and that is Bala Prasad, who started at P4 in fourth. Monit is in fifth, and then you've got the 2 M Sport there, followed by one of the Master Racing. I believe that is Ashok Lal as well there in the mix in eighth. So yes, it's Yash Vihan and Vedu Vishnu, the 2 M Sport we were talking about. But look at that straight away. The Dark Dawns have made sure that they will not let M Sport get away. Wow, that's a problem for Nityanand, the lad from Chennai, one of the Dark Dawns, car number 46. You can see that probably seems to be the end of the race for him as we come through the final corner of the opening lap, and it is Mehuel Agarwal who leads. This is how things panned out. Well, losing the nose. I think there's a bit of a collision there as well, and in reverse, starting into those safety barriers, and I'm assuming that's the end of the race for him.
I assume it will also be a lot of work for the folks in the garage. I hope the roll cage is okay. must tell you, this is the most economical single-seater racing in the entire world. The roll cage, the 6-speed harness can keep the safety very much on the highest paramount. Bala Prasad in the opening lap has clocked in the fastest, but in the lead is still Mehuel Agarwal along with Aditya Patnaik. Two dragged on cars. They are not trying to make a position. They're racing with each other. That's what really warms the heart.
Well, you can see how close things are. It's just under a second, the difference between first till fourth, and now I think that's probably first till fifth as well, with Monit also catching up with the leading pack. Monit at the moment is fifth.
Of each other, and all of them had clocked times of under 1 minute 17. At the moment, what's happening here in this race, you're looking at the timelines that they've clocked. It's about 1 minute 20 and thereabouts. I think those timelines are going to come down as progress in the laps.
Straight away, Mehuel has moved into 1 minute 18s. Yash Vihan has clocked the fastest lap. It's under 118. It's 117.754. That's the fastest lap of the race. That's Yash Vihan of M Sport. That's him on your screen for that moment. Car number 24, Yash. He's just clocked in the fastest lap. Now, it'll be interesting to see how Saran Vikram now approaches it. He's started at P19. He's already moved to 16th at the moment. And he'll probably be looking to notch up a few more places as the race goes on. And there you have Yash Vihan now trying to put some pressure on Monit Kumran. And this will be very interesting.
The camera was really placed well in turn number 4, where we could see cars sliding, drifting and turning at the same time. It's a beauty to see these cars wherever they try and enter. Everyone at the knife's edge. Yash Vihan from Team M Sports sets the fastest lap time. It's still very much early in the race. Could he continue to make that onslaught? The nose is saying, I belong somewhere. Definitely out of the track now.
Certainly not on the racetrack though. And I think that's one of the Ahura Racing cars that's lost its nose. They'll probably let you know soon who it is. Because it's certainly not Monit. In the meantime, Mehuel Agarwal has now clocked the fastest lap. Is 1 minute 17.480.
Car number 27 coming under a little bit of pressure. Here is looking down as Dhruv Goswami gets pushed over by Bala Prasad, who is driving on the inside. Dhruv Goswami has had enough. He said, okay, if you try on the inside, let me go around you. And he continues to take that third. So then what Dhruv is trying to do is trying to stay in the mix of being in the third. He knows there are a lot of races in the championship. He still can catch up. The guy is very clear. He's got to be this calculative mind because he doesn't want to play too many risks. Here is car number 9, Mehuel Agarwal, now the fastest man on the track. Watch him take a wider line. Watch the car behind him take a tighter line. Different strategy for different riders as you try and carry as much speed into the corner.
Well, I think what problem here for Dhruv Goswami is that the battle that he's having with Aditya Patnaik, that's allowed Mehuel Agarwal to move ahead and open up a slight gap between himself and the rest of the chasing pack, and that's not good for Dhruv if he wants to and get away and try and challenge Mehuel for that top position. There you see it's about easily a second and a half, close to 2 seconds, the gap between first and second as we come through towards the end of lap number 4. Mehuel remains first. Aditya about 2 seconds behind, in fact exactly 2 seconds behind. Then is Dhruv, then is Bala Prasad, Yash Vihan, and Diljit TS, mind you, has clocked in the fastest lap now. 1 minute 17.072 seconds.
You got to watch out for track limits because that is definitely going to be watched over by the race officials here again. Remember, it's 3 crosses after that. You will be taking a penalty. It's very simple. 4 wheels off the racing line, it means track limit again. You need to have at least 1 wheel in that racing line. Dhruv Goswami versus Aditya Patnaik versus, oh my word, they almost touched the bollard and they clock. That was bound to happen. Car number 76. How did he manage to make that great, amazing escape? Aditya Patnaik, who's been a karting national champion, has done amazingly well to hold it off. The experience in karting really coming to it. Master save again. Okay, it's Aditya Patnaik on the inside. Dhruv Goswami tries to nip that lead there. He sees the gap and he goes for it. No space. He somehow gets a little bump over, tries to avoid the bollard. In the meantime, car number 10, Bala Prasad says, thank you very much. I shall move ahead. Mehuel Agarwal in the says, you guys fight it out while I take the lead. Dhruv Goswami, wow, that really looked like a furious move on the drifting on the inside again. All the Bala Prasad had to do was just park the car when Dhruv Goswami could not make an overtaking maneuver.
And in all that, it's Diljit TS who's moved to fourth now. And this is terrific from Diljit. Remember, started way back, I think about P11 is where he started it. He's moved into fourth and won't be surprised if he then now goes on and has a right crack at Dhruv Goswami for that third place. Now there you see the car on the left of your screen, the silver one is Diljit. Car number 10 there, Bala Prasad, trying to hold Dhruv Goswami as much as he can as Mehuel continues to swell the lead, about good 4+ seconds the gap between Mehuel Agarwal and Bala Prasad as the technicians, team members look on eagerly. There you see the battle for second, third and fourth is commencing.
We are looking here, but there's a beautiful story here. There is the mentee and his guru, Monit being held by Sarosh Acharya, who is just trying to say, come on, let's catch them on. We are not too far behind. Mehuel Agarwal has just gone ahead. This is a six-way fight for a fight on the second and third. If Mehuel takes the top of the podium, can he do 2 and 2? We got about 9 laps to go. 4 cars coming on the line. Diljit takes it. Master move of how you can overtake under braking. Here comes car number 27 again. There was no space on the inside. Tries to go around the outside and still managed to come. Monit gets interested. Sarosh gets involved as well. There is Aditya Patnaik who's just trying to follow them. It's chaos that is about to roll around. 8 more laps of pulsating action. Do not blink if you're watching this action from home. One of the Ahura Racing cars has gone wide. I do believe there will be a possible safety car as tension built up. We were also getting tensed out here, Karthikeya.
Oh, absolutely. Diljit TS has now moved into second. He's moved ahead of his teammate Bala Prasad. And Dhruv Goswami's dropped down to fourth. My word, look at that. That would have been a big collision. He's not happy. I think with the way he's walking, looks like that's Sarosh Acharya.
The first thing that he wanted to do was, that is Sarosh Acharya, the racing years of experience under his belt. The first thing, he moved up to the dark dawn and tried to see if the car was okay. I think it is Aditya Patnaik and Sarosh Acharya. This is almost like watching Transformers. It's just like watching a mayhem on the track. But most importantly, the roll cage on this car, the safety on this car is absolutely paramount. And this really has tested everyone. Here we go, folks, just behind them. The wheel decided that it had a mind of its own. Did it lack in somewhere and literally get caught?
Well, very disciplined wheel, one might say, very quickly off the track and onto the side. But that was an impactful incident. You could see when the wheel comes off, it tells you the impact would have been big. But, you know, it's good to see that Sarosh very quickly, if that was Sarosh, I'm assuming that was Sarosh, very quickly got out of the car. He was okay. And then he moved on and went to check on the young lad. The ambulance is out as well. There are a few people looking on concerned. And you can look at the state of Sarosh's car.
So this is what happened. They're almost coming into a line, and this is where Sarosh literally had no place to go. And it also looked like completely steering and wheels lock at the same time. And that crash literally sent the car 2 wheels up in the air. Interesting to note, I've just got a radio call which says the driver is okay with just a scratch on his hand. They are still trying to get out Aditya Patnaik out of his car. It's just a matter of time. Most importantly, the roll cage and the safety gear on this car is completely up to the FIA homologation. You have to have it paramount, and there's an absolute scrutiny when you try and race in these cars. Everyone, especially the drivers, looking over concerned. I'm sure they would have got the message that Sarosh is okay and Aditya Patnaik will also be okay.
Well, you can see all the drivers that have now stopped and parked at the start-finish line. A few of them have jumped out of their car and trying to have a look as what's happening. The recovery crew is there. The medical staff is also there. And now we'll just wait for the official information to come in as to what will happen now. But by the time, when the race stopped, it was Mehuel who was leading. Bala Prasad was down to fourth. And Diljit TS had moved into second. One of the drivers from Ahura Racing that was involved in that incident very quickly got out of the car and straight away went to Chief Aditya Patnaik to check about his well-being. He seemed okay. Now they're trying to get young Aditya Patnaik out of the car. We'll very quickly get more information on that, but the information that Solomon you've gotten is that he's fine, everything is fine so far apart from the two cars.
So we have Sarosh and Aditya Patnaik involved in one of the most nastiest crashes that we've seen in a long time. The tension was building up and Ahura Racing car is just got cleared. And Sarosh walked up to the ambulance just to find assistance. He has got a scratch in his hand. He was immediately walking. That also talks about the epitome of fitness that he carries with himself. Aditya Patnaik is our concern right now. They just want to make sure that before they get him out of the car, he should not have any sort of injury.
There's a bit of fuel leak as well, but at the moment it looks like he's fine, just working their way out to try and get him out of the car. As you can see on the left of your screen right now, young drivers, all the drivers, they're standing by the safety rail and having a look at how things pan out. All the cars have been parked. The race has been red flagged at the moment as we speak. We've had 6 laps. This was the 7th lap that was underway. And there you can see the digital signboard also confirming that the race has been red flagged.
So then we were talking about 15 laps, so we were just about the halfway mark. The rules clearly imply that over 70% of the race should be over. Of course, the COC, that's a clerk on course, or the stewards can possibly rule in favor, saying we can make a declared result based on their observation and the circumstances on the ground. Rahul Rangasamy nods his head. He knows he's been in this and he loves these machines to the core. So car number 9948 just lining up and waiting for the turn. He's okay. He's okay. He just wants to make sure that he's breathing out here again. They'll try and okay. The front steering has just with that impact has got stuck and they're just trying to release him. What also happens if you just see the shock absorbers in the front? Just like the cars, you have your airbags. Just like the way you create the bee cocoon, you try and create a honeycomb where you're trying to keep it in such a way that there is absolute protection. Getting into these cars is almost like getting into a bathtub, so that you are stretching your legs, and in case there is an impact, there is a little bit of space for you to move slightly, and you are tightly compact. This is how these cars are tested all over the time for multiple years, and we've kept it on the LGB Formula 4. The weather is coming down well, and if the weather comes down well, we are all concerned. And in just moments from time, we are also going to get Aditya Patnaik out. So for the record, the most economical single-seater racing in the world is the Formula LGB. This is the LGB Formula 4, and this is one of those places where if somebody just after karting wants to come over and pick up a quick racing lessons on how a car and how a Formula car really performs, you've got to test these cars. Well, as I said, it's like getting into a bathtub. If I get in, I get stuck. You need a recovery vehicle to
We're
get me
not
out
saying
of that.
anything here, Solomon.
All your words, mate. But I can imagine. I can imagine what you're saying.
It has happened. So for the lack of a better word, just to understand the car a little bit better.
Gentlemen, I think
Yeah, there you
this
go.
is not a
You get
path
the
we need to be walking down. But let's talk a little more about what happened there in terms of the incident and the race. And I think the promptness of the safety crew to get there, to ensure that the drivers were safe, not hurrying anything. We saw the process being very streamlined and very controlled. I think that highlights the safety standards that we get on the racetrack here. When you're talking about motor racing, yes, there's a lot of speed involved. There's a degree of adrenaline and thrill involved as well. But I think what the organizers have done so very well is to ensure that there's safety for the drivers taking part as well.
There is that element of danger as well, Raman. And there you see that's young Aditya Patnaik getting some medical attention. And you said the recovery crew got there very, very quickly, and so did the medical staff, and so did everyone around, just to make sure about the well-being of young Aditya Patnaik. And you just saw the shots there, some ice packs there as well for him. And hopefully they'll get him out of the car quickly and go for a few scans and see if everything's in order.
I would also like to say that in the recovery team, we also have folks who seen recovery that happens in Formula 1 and the Formula 4 and Formula 3. So the fact is we have folks who've actually seen the masterly way of getting recovery. I must appreciate FMSCI here, because one thing, it is all about paramount safety and how quickly you're able to train our folks in order to understand how safety is coming in. Before the race weekend starts, the first thing that we're learning on the track as far as the marshal is concerned is how do we recover someone. Motorsport is exciting, motorsport is thrilling, but in order to have that thrill in a safe environment, we got to have a safety paramount. We also have to talk about how our drivers have been trained over the years to take their fitness seriously. You saw Sarosh Ataria. He literally used the power of his hand to say, okay, this is the way I get out. So what's next? Let me just walk up to Aditya Patnaik and let me see how is he okay or not. That's camaraderie right over there.
And responsibility as well. The fact that you've been there on the track for so many years, when an incident like this happens, it's paramount. Reaction time has to be shortened as much as possible. So you react quickly to the situation. I think credit to the organizers, credit to Sarosh as well for getting out quickly enough.
And also, Raman, because Sarosh was one half of that incident that happened along with the Patnaik, so he knew possibly the impact that was there. So the moment he got out of this car, he very quickly realized that, okay, there was a decent bit of impact. Very quickly checked out his safety. He was fine, jumped out of the car. And as you said, credit to him because he's got that experience over the years. Very quickly went up to Aditya Patnaik to check up on his well-being. So I think very rightly said, Sarosh, despite being the rivals on the track, very quickly becoming a senior member, the senior figure on that occasion, and very quickly going up to have a word with Aditya.
So let's do this like what our drivers, our racing stars do. They do it with the hands. So Karthike, if you can just stretch out your hand. So here is Sarosh Ataria and here is our man. So it's all about the cars that are coming in. So he got stuck as far as the line is concerned. And then what really happens out is that there is a dust that's kicked up in the air, which comes in. And when I talk about the man arrives. Here with me in the commentary box is Sarosh. Before I ask him, Sarosh, are you okay? Sarosh,
the whole bunch in front was all so close, and we were all trying to make our passes, and we thought we'd make a clean pass. And it just so happened that the guy behind me was also trying to pass me when I was trying to pass the guy in front of me. And he was out of sight in my mirrors. I couldn't see him. But as I came right, he was there. And I think we made contact, and that turned me around into the wall, and I think rolled a couple of times, but okay now.
Sarosh, it's always thrilling, exciting. That's what motorsports is. That's why we.
Yeah, is okay too. He has a bad injury, but he's okay. We're just gonna go and get it checked.
I just heard it on the radio. It was more of a shock. It was more of a thud between the steering on the left hand. So they're just putting an ice pack comes in. What really happens is let's talk about the safety of the car. the roll cage and the speed harness. I'm sure you can talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that.
the safety of these cars is phenomenal. I've got to thank LGB for the
Right.
car that they built for us. It has been so safe, and in the last 15 years, we've never had a safer car than the LGB Formula 4 in India.
I think that
Thank you, Mr. Mr. B. Vijay Kumar of LG Sports and LGB. Thank you so much for this car. It's protected all of us and kept us safe, and we hope you keep building cars like this so we can race and everyone stays safe. Thank you.
And there is always another project that they're always going to work on. So there is our boy who's strong. He remember he is a national champion from the karting and going around to the circuit racing as well. He's also been the vice champion in the, as far as the circuit racing as well is concerned. Concerns are being raised, but Aditya Patnaik will get well.
Oh, absolutely, he'll get well. You can see the medics are there as well. You could see, Sarosh Ataria himself, he's a tough nut, but he himself looked under a bit of shock the way he was speaking. You could see he was trembling a bit just right after the incident. So that tells you that, it was not a small incident, but the good thing is that he's fine. He's just got a little injury on his left hand. And now Aditya Patnaik, he's been put on the stretcher and he will be taken to the hospital for more precautionary checks. Certainly some damage to his right arm, but and he does look like he's in a bit of pain. But obviously, like we say, motorsports, you get a lot of thrill, a lot of speed, a lot of action, but there is that element of danger as well that has involved, that is there in this sport.
Sarosh Daria, now you can see him walk under that bridge and get over to that exit gate. He knows what he is faced. Would this be possibly the one of the biggest accidents that he's possibly seen, or racing incident as we just described it? I believe so. There have been bigger, but then as he rightly said, these cars have been built for safety over 15 years, tested it out, every roll cage, every part, every fiber part, the springs, the tires that we are able to bring it again. I kind of felt that he actually went when the car almost dipped a wheel on the dust, lost a little grip. When he turned in, there was no grip for him, and that's where it got clogged again. That did quite fascinating for camera, isn't it, Raman?
I just still say that it's been a dampener to what has been otherwise a great start to the race weekend. But this incident has been a bit of a dampener, without a doubt. We're just hoping and praying that once the medical scans are done,
Right.
I am hoping that Aditya comes through with minimal injuries. We know there is injury, but all that we can hope and pray for is that there are minimal injuries and he recovers soon and gets back on the racetrack. Sarosh was visibly shaken when we saw him come in and join you. He was visibly shaken, and I think when you look at moments like these,
Right.
you realize that you may be competitors on the racetrack. You may want to get ahead of your competitor,
Right.
but the last thing you want is to be a part of an incident like we saw,
Right.
and cause any kind of injury to the one you're competing against, because that's the kind of camaraderie most of these drivers have enjoyed. So again, I do feel that unfortunate the incident the way it happened, and I do believe and pray and hope that the injuries are minimal to Aditya. I think he's a very promising young driver, and we hope for a speedy recovery from him.
The adrenaline is always there. When Sarosh came in, that adrenaline is always showing up on the face, because you are racing at that level and you've just done maneuvers which is absolutely baffling. Now, just to go back again, our previous champion was Tijal Rao. A year before that was Ruhan Alva. Each of them had their own share of injuries. We've had stories of folks who had injuries on the track to come back to win a champion. Sarosh himself as well. Bala Prasad, we just saw him for a bit there in the blue suit there. I do remember he had injured his thumb and fractured it, but came back to only to win in a championship as well. Now everyone just trying to calm the nerves down and saying, look at the track ahead of you and see what is it that you can bring around. One man who's possibly learned to show a poker face is Mehuel Agarwal, who just walked around. Now, some of them are not affected by it. They know there is this adrenaline rush, but they really control it over there.
I mean, for some of them, they may not have witnessed exactly what happened, but they're just aware that an incident has happened. The recovery crew is there, and two cars were involved. They don't know the exact details of what transpired there. Like we saw a few shots, so we have a better idea compared to them that what exactly happened. The degree of the incident that happened. So, but you can see visibly all the races, all the drivers visibly concerned. They're all just grouped together in different groups of threes and fours and having a chat. Earlier we saw Ragul, Diljit, and a couple of more Dark Dawn the drivers together having a chat. There you can see eagerly looking on as I believe it is the ambulance that makes its way out of the racetrack and to the hospital. And as you said, Raman, we could just pray. We hope that he's well, he recovers quickly, and he's back on the racetrack soon.
I can see Fazal talking to his driver, just trying to see if they have the head over the shoulders. I was also looking at Rohan Alva coming over to the M Sport folks at Dhruv Goswami. Mohammad Ryan was also talking there. So they're slowly inching back to their respective machines. They want the race to happen. They said, this is what we are here for. We have done 9 laps, and this is what we are. Saran Vikram Tamaz possibly describing how this particular race comes in. So we've done 9 laps now. Yeah, I just counted about possibly, well, we can look back and forth between 8 to 9.
Done. 7th lap is what we were on. We'll try and get you confirmation of that. But
there you can see in the background Ragul and Diljit having a chat as well. Some young drivers as well with each other. With having a tag, looking concerned there. Dhruv Goswami. We've had 6 laps, and it was the 7th lap that was underway when this happened. And since then, the race has been red flagged. We're waiting for more information as to if and when there will be a restart. That's Rohan Alva, the young lad in the reverse cap.
Mohammad Ryan along with Rohan Alva. This is Rohan Alva, the man on the right, and Mohammad Ryan on the left. Dhruv Goswami, possibly just this guy is always animated. Any time around, he talks about neck on the line. He talks neck to neck. Unbelievable. Now I need to talk about Dhruv Goswami. What a kid! The guy. He literally metamorphosed into a fine racer. It just happened at the Hyderabad street circuit. Before that, he was just learning the ranks. And then it's just that when the Hyderabad street circuit happened, there was literally a different transformation. Now he's got people like Rohan Alva and Mohammad Ryan to learn from. And this guy is in very, very good hands again. Absolutely wonderful to see him really grow up the ladder and just become that strong racer.
I think in the recent years, we've seen that, with M Sport, you still have the likes of Raghu Rangaswamy. You had Vishnu Prasad there as well a while ago. Then you had Rohan Alva and Mohammad Ryan. Then you now have these young drivers. So it's always been a continuous chain of talent coming through M Sport. There you go, just a moment ago, passed through your screen. That was Rashi Shah, the only girl on the racetrack.
Dilji just shaking his head and then putting his head on. They said, come on, this is what we're here for. Let's do this. Let's get this done. Let's get our racing going over. That is exactly what we are here for again. After walking over to his team members, it is this tension that really brings the drama in motorsports. There is drama. There is more than unimaginable turns that you can always unscript. You cannot script all this. And that is why motorsports, the highs are high and the lows can be really lows. Motorsports can teach you things that you really have to get your machines got to be there. Your tuners got to be thinking the way you're thinking. Remember the harness that we were talking about? Remember the safety belt? Remember the entire roll cage that we talked, the helmets that we talked about? All of this, it really comes in. That's one of our seniors, Nagaraj, getting into that machine and just trying to check it out for his driver just to see if the car is okay. This is the roll cage. It's really strong, and even a stronger Nagaraj has a check on it.
Robin, Sarosh obviously fairly very, very experienced, not just as a driver, as a team principal. So he's mentoring kids as well. He's part of the driver grid as well, and he was involved in this incident, and we could see he was visibly shaken. But now he's somebody with so much experience, and there are a few young kids as well on the racetrack. What kind of impact could there be for these young kids to continue and start the race again, having seen what just happened?
Ashok Lal over there and Saran Vikram. So two cars from Team Mars Racing. That's Saran Vikram to Mars and Ashok Lal. They will be quite pensive.
Coming back to the point you were making, Karthikeya, about Sarosh being involved in that incident. He's a seasoned campaigner, and that's why I think he realized what had happened, which is why he was so visibly upset and shaken, because that's the last thing you would want as someone who's mentored other young drivers to be involved in an incident where one of them's gotten hurt. So I think that is something that might have played on his mind as well. Well, Monit, lots riding on his shoulders, this young lad. We talked to him earlier. He started off this race on P5, this young driver from Ahura Racing. He's shown a lot of promise. But now, the way things stand, we talked about the safety standards that have been deployed here, the safety of the cars as well, how things were responded to by the recovery crew and the medical staff in attendance. All that's now behind us, because the drivers who still remain will now be looking at the restart of this race and seeing, all right, what can they get from here? Because remember, 6 laps were completed. It was the 7th lap of the race when this incident happened. It was supposed to be a 15-lap race. As you were saying, Solomon, if
I thought it was 9 because I saw the reverse 6.
But effectively, yeah. So you saw the reverse 6, but that's matter of perspective. The fact is they had 2 formation laps, remember.
Right.
All that had happened as well. So effectively 6 laps done, 7th lap when the incident happened. Supposed to be a 15-lap race. So we weren't even halfway through the race, really, when the incident took place. So I think the unofficial word that's coming through is we may see a 7-lap race. We're still waiting for a confirmation of that. But as you can see at the moment, the crew from various teams, remember there are 5 teams in the on the grid. When you look at the JK Tyre LGB Formula 4, the 5 teams there, Ahura Racing, Avalanche Racing, you've got Dark Dawn, you've got M Sport and Timaz. You've got the crew from these teams lining up the cars on the grid.
Everybody is going to come in with a strategy. So right now we're going to have a dash. It's almost like having a drag race for about quick 7 laps again. Your strategy changes, your lines changes, and you have to put on to your wingman.
And I think what's going to be most important here is the mindset of a lot of young drivers on the grid. Some of them, remember, are in their rookie year. So for them, it's going to be a challenge. Remember, Aditya, another one of those rookie drivers on the Formula LGB4 grid, was involved in that incident. So there are a lot of young drivers on the grid as well. So how do they react now that they've seen an incident that has happened? I think it's going to be important. It's going to also be a test of their mindset and the strength of character to see how they go.
And everyone getting in ready right now. We're just about moments away from the start. And this is where we are looking around. This is the M Sport now. So the news coming in. Sarosh is all right. He spoke to us for a little bit. And then Aditya Patnaik has been taken to the hospital for a precautionary checkup. So then the wheels get locked, but the safety of these LGB Formula 4 cars are really top notch. For 15 years, we've been seeing these cars to come in. As we come around, look around how things are coming in. And we're just counting down for the race to restart, Robin.
Yes, that's what we're waiting for the moment, for the restart of the race. And I think this is going to be a test of character for a lot of these young drivers who still remain on the grid. How do they recover from what they've just witnessed a little while ago? An incident on the racetrack, a racing incident, which has caused the race to be red flagged. But now, of course, they'll all line up behind the safety car on the grid again.
So then let's say hello to the official Citroen Basok. This is a beauty of a car. It's got a fabulous boot space of 470 liters. You're talking about under 1200 cc. Maximum RPM, you can go up to about 110 bhp, up to 5500 RPM. What I like about the car is as far as the ground clearance is concerned. On the wonderful JK tires, we also look around the temperature and the build of this car. When you talk about Citroën, the brand reminds you of the legacy that they have built over 9 decades, not one, not two, but 9 decades in the WRC, the World Rally Championship. Sebastian Loeb is a legend, driving the Citroën engines and Citroën cars and taking in those big championships. Citroën, the official car at the 28th JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship 2025.
Now, how's it going to be on the grid here? That's something that you'll have to try and focus on. Mehuel, he was in the race lead. Remember when the incident happened? He's going to start off on pole once again. Mehuel Agarwal, he's already notched up a race win. Now we can see the 5-minute board being brought out. So we have the race restart in about 5 minutes from now. And again, a 1-2 on the grid at the moment is going to be the Dark Dawn racing cars. That's the way it's going to be. We'll take a short commercial break and be right back with race action.
They've come from the future to change the way we drive.
JK Smart Tire, buddy.
JK Smart Tire, the tire with a brain. The future of driving is here. JK Smart Tire. It's time to break free. Break away from the routine. To the greens. And get lost in the world within. To steer through, to stop. Start again. Go forth. Shed your inhibitions and just let it all go. With JK Tyre's Ranger 80, made of tough, made for adventure. For the ones who are wild at heart. JK Tyre, total control.
मैडम जी वो सारे पैसे लेके भाग गए और मेरा वड़ा पाव भी ले गए। दिखाते हैं इनको।
मोटे वड़ा पाव? डीलर निकाल दे इसके बाद।
पंक्चर के बाद भी इससे हवा नहीं निकलेगी क्योंकि ये है JK पंक्चर गार्ड टायर जो कील लगने के बाद भी होता है हील।
क्यों निकल गई हवा?
JK पंक्चर गार्ड टायर, अब हवा नहीं निकलेगी।
Has just begun. So the formation lap, as I said, is underway, and the racers are back on track. It will be Mehuel Agarwal who starts at P1. Then you've got his teammate, I think it's Diljit Diaz, who starts at P2. And then you will have Dhruv Goswami as well, one of the M Sports in the top three. The formation lap underway. The sun's come out again here at the Kari Speedway. The track has been cleared. We'll see, we'll get more information on the number of laps that are remaining in the race. We had 6 laps. This is the 7th that was underway. We'll have 7 more laps in this race. So the sun now coming down. You can see long shadows. That tells you the sun's going down there towards the sunset. But obviously we will still have some time left for that. And 7 laps, that's the confirmation. We will have 7 laps after this.
So then, as we look at quickly, we are looking at the time when the incident happened, the positions that were there by the end or towards the end of that lap, those positions remain. So it was Mehuel who was right on P1, continues to occupy the box in the front. It's Bala Prasad who's going to be coming in at number 2. Then it is further down the order. It will be combat number 27. So Dhruv Goswami continues to stay at number 3. Monit is still there. But then his mentor Sarosh has retired. Now everyone gets to the respective boxes. 7 laps of the race is about to commence. It's absolutely brilliant to see the start of a race. One of the most exciting part of the race is always the starts when all the cars rush to that line to try and take the pole position away, to take the lead away. This is the moment. The tensions are back again, and this is why we are here at the racetrack for. Will it be the Dark Dawn, or will it be Dhruv Goswami from Team M4, or will it be Monit? Right, lights go off any moment now. Here we go, folks, again. They move. Mehuel Agarwal has a very good start, but Rahul Rangasamy comes up with a much better start again. Into the line they go very quickly again. Combat number 27, Dhruv is already slotting himself for an overtaking attack, but he has to slot himself just behind car number 10. It's Bala Prasad who takes the lead already. Now, little bit of the grey cars have occupied between 3rd, 4th and the 5th. They turn into turn number 3 and 4. It's combat number 33, Saran Vikram Tamar, slowing it down again. Maybe losing a little bit of steam. Car number 27 trying to stay with car number 10. Car number 10 trying to break away at the moment. But he is still going to be giving a stalking defense. Here comes a real attack as they get to turn number 10 and 11. Car number 27, Dhruv Goswami, still able to hold it together. They got to be a little bit careful. Couple of touches come in and go. This has been a crazy start, Karthikeyan.
Oh, absolutely. It was a very good start there for Monit Kumran. Look at that. Well, an Avalanche racing car, Mars racing car, an Ahura racing car also involved. I think that was Ashwit Agarwal's car that lost its nose and was in the middle of the track, but all resumes. Monit had a very good start, moved up to 3 very quickly. So I think in the meantime he's now, as we speak, has dropped down to 4th with the pressure now coming in from car number 9, and that's from Mehuel Agarwal. He started at P1, he's dropped down to 3rd. He will certainly not be happy. And now Monit under pressure from Diljit TS. There you can see Diljit on the right of your screen, on the inside, as Bala Prasad continues to lead. It's Mehuel who's 3rd, and in between them two is Dhruv Goswami and Diljit TS, in fact, as we speak, has now moved up to 4th, and he will now have a right crack at the front 3.
There is a 3-way fight for 1, 2 and 3, and there's a 3-way fight for the 5, 6 and 7. Monit Kumaran. Okay, what really happened out here? So then some of them overcooked that corner and literally going in to other drivers there as well. Yash Rehan was not able to lock in his brake just in time. No harm done. All cars join back again, and we are racing. Is car number 27 the race lead? Yes, it is. Dhruv Goswami for the first time in the race on the second restart. Okay, yet another nose falls off. That's car number 10. Bala Prasad, this is not the first time that he's lost a nose there. Dhruv Goswami will lead this one. Everyone watching from the sidelines now. We are counting down with 5 laps to go. Ashok Lal, in the meantime, is the fastest man on the track. Saran Vikram Tamaz, watch your track limit into turn number 16. Car number 27 now is stretching his legs as car number 9 tries to follow through again. But then the Dark Dawn cars are racing with each other. That's 9, 10 and 44. Diljit in the meantime takes the fastest lap time. We are now 4 more laps to go after this one. This is a big biller. This is a contest that is running in up to turn number 7. He's still making it count there again. Watch car number 9. Mehuel Agarwal has to brake really late now. He's got to be really brave on the brakes now. Because if he doesn't, he's going to let Dhruv go straight. Then he brakes late again. Dhruv tries to defend immediately. That action was definitely coming. It's 1 yellow car versus 3 dark dawns. And they are taking it to the max limit, track limits. There is absolutely no room for error. Here goes 2 dark dawns trying to take on Dhruv. One on the left, one on the right. But Dhruv planting that car so well that there is absolutely no way that they're going to get past him. He's got to come close to the wall. Here comes the home straight. We got 4 laps to go after this one.
Well, this is terrific from Dhruv Goswami. He's got to take the race lead, closely followed by Mehuel and then Diljit TS. And the 3 dark dawns right behind Dhruv Goswami try and get a race lead. Diljit TS now there, skidding, sliding, but continuing to stray and stay in the third, going slightly on the inside. The battle between Mehuel Agarwal and Dhruv Goswami is the one we're looking out for as Diljit TS on the inside stays in third. Monit has been dropped down to 5th at the moment as we speak. Diljit has clocked the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 17.205 seconds. He will need a few more of those if he wants to get right on top of this ladder. That's the battle. Dhruv Goswami versus Mehuel Agarwal for first and second. Then the 2 teammates of Dark Dawn in Diljit TS and Bala Prasad for third and fourth. And Monit a lonely 5th, and he's way ahead of the others as well. So it's, I think the front 5 are decided, but in which order, we'll have to wait and watch.
Dhruv Goswami, the son of a doctor, his parents are here on the track again. They are in the medical field, but their son said, I want to be a racer. They're watching from the sidelines. They've seen their boy grow. And this is the man who's really metamorphosed into a fine racer. For the first time, equal distances between the top 3 cars. Well, it's still not over because we got 3 cars taking on the last 3 laps again. Mehuel giving it all. But look at Monit Kumaran. He is taking on the challenge. I am still there. Don't rule me out again. I love the lines which Dhruv is taking. He is planting that car in such an angle that he does not want to give even an inch away. No inch given, no inch taken. Massively defended by Dhruv. He took the lead and now he's just got to defend it. Mehuel Agarwal will have to try something unique, something out of the bag now. Car number 44, Diljit, the former national champion. Can he have some answers?
Well, Diljit is the leader as far as the Drivers' Championship is concerned, and he will certainly will want to move up ahead to second or possibly first as well. At the moment, he's third. There you can see from the drone view, it is the M Sport of Dhruv Goswami that leads as we come towards the end of yet another lap. After this, we've got 2 more laps remaining. Not many corners left for the Dark Dawns to try and make their move towards the start-finish line. On that straight, it is Dhruv Goswami continuing to lead. Now the battle between Diljit TS and Mehuel intensifies as Mehuel takes the inside line. Diljit on the outside. And can Diljit do it? Yes, he can. Diljit TS has moved into second. Now, with 2 laps remaining, including this one, will Diljit TS be able to mount a challenge and try and take the race lead away from Dhruv Goswami? Another fastest lap from Diljit TS.
Somebody, please win this. This is going south. This is going crazy turns. They have rolled the dice. Somebody, please win this now. This is really going to the wire here. That's it. It's hammer time approaching. So then, all our cameras are going to the finish line. We are getting as many number of heavy-duty cameras because we expect a drag race to the finish line. For the penultimate time, on the penultimate lap, we are getting ready for the big biller. Turn number 14 done. You've got to get a good exit in turn number 15. Well, this is the place to be as a family to come and watch some ultimate racing. This is a 28 Checkered FMS National Racing Champion 2025. It's the last race of today, and here is the last lap.
There you go, coming through that start finish line for the last time as they go towards the final lap. It is Dhruv Goswami who leads. Diljit TS yet again another fastest lap, 1 minute 16.902, and now he'll try and push on. Dhruv Goswami to take a race win. Will Dhruv be able to defend? He's defended so well for the last 6 laps. Can he do it? One last lap to take the checkered flag home. We just have to wait and watch. But the pressure coming in from Diljit TS certainly will be there. Lap after lap after lap, Diljit TS has clocked the fastest laps in the race, and now once again excellent line by Dhruv Goswami, not allowing the two dark dawns behind him to take that race lead away. But is there another twist in the tail? Well, he's certainly moved ahead. Diljit TS on the inside now.
They
Two
switch
to
back.
3 corners left. 2 to 3 corners left. Solomon.
Oh, they switch back so crazily again. Car number 27, Dhruv Goswami, literally gave a big bluff there. And then, especially on turn number 1, this is it. He's got to get a good exit. It's all about the good exit. Brake late. If he's able to carry that speed, he should be able to cover it. He has covered it. Dhruv Goswami defended, attacked, and he's taken the race win and the checkered flag. Well done, Dhruv Goswami. You have shined over everything today. You are the rock star today. Dhruv Goswami, you beauty. Diljit takes the second. Mehuel Agarwal takes the third. Bala Prasad takes the fourth. Monit, the man we were talking about and appreciating the way he has grown as a racer, takes the fifth. Ahura Racing has their boy. Vedu Vishnu fights at number 6. Ashok Lal with a very strong finish into number 7. It's Yash at number 8. Just to remind, you get 10 points for winning number 1. Here is the moment where Dhruv Goswami crosses the line. He is celebrating. He says, I am the man to beat. I am the man who is going to challenge for the championship. This is a warning from Team M Sport to the grey cars of Dark Dawn. What a race, what a contest. But one man who's really taken major spoils is Mehuel Agarwal. He's got a race win and a third finish to his name as far as today is concerned. Dhruv Goswami defended, attacked, and what a move, especially into turn number 1 at the last lap. Almost trying to hint that he's going to go on the outside to take a then completely give a bluff and take an inside line. Dhruv Goswami has been absolutely brilliant when it comes to really attacking hard, and he's really done well for himself. Dhruv, take a bow, stand on top, celebrate it as if you own the world. This is how you do it. Rahul Rangasamy acknowledges this young superstar who's going to rise through the rank. We've seen Tijil, we've seen Ruhan Alva, and we've seen them grow through the ranks as Tijil, Ruhan Alva, former national champions of the LGB4, racing in the Indian Racing League. Ruhan Alva, of course, did a stint with the Ferrari Driver Academy.
So there you have it, Dhruv Goswami taking the checkered flag, defended ever so well in the last 6 to 7 laps to take home the checkered flag. Diljit TS, despite all the efforts, has to settle for a second, and Mehuel Agarwal, who got a race win earlier in the day, will take the third spot on the podium. What a race we've just witnessed. We've had the thrill, we've had the drama, we've had an incident as well, and now we've had a terrific last 7 laps to have our winner crowned as Dhruv Goswami.
Karthikeya, this was a blast. This was a true blast. Nobody can script this at all. Everything going on the verge everywhere. There was drama, twist, comic turns, and then there was twist within a twist. Then we had the safety car. Then we had even a full restart again. This is not how. This is the craziest twist that we've seen in a very, very long time. Absolutely splendid. Yes, there will be a lot of chatter on how the race could have unfolded. Raman is in a hurry to catch up with Dhruv Goswami. I am literally waiting just to see and just to listen to this boy speak his mind and tell us what really went through. But this guy, this Dhruv Goswami, has his head over his shoulders.
Oh, he's done ever so well as Dhruv Goswami. You know, with certain experienced challenge coming in from Diljit TS, he managed to keep his head on his shoulders, managed to keep his cool, managed to have some good racing lines. to go on and take the checkered flag. Credit to young Dhruv Goswami of M Sport to go on and win this race. That's the second race of the day. We have another couple lined up tomorrow as well. So now, as the race comes to an end, we have Raman Banod, who is there with the race winners to pick their brains and have a word with them.
Thank you, Karthikeya. I've got Dhruv here with me. Congratulations on the race win. Hard fought and well done.
Thank you, but first of all, I just hope Aditya is okay. It was a really hefty impact. But yeah, race-wise it was good. The car felt really good thanks to my tuner Nandana, Fayaz sir, Ragulana, and my mom, dad, my brother for all being and supporting me. But yeah, first win of the weekend, and it feels pretty good.
I love the way your first thought was for your fellow competitor, and you hope that Aditya is okay. That's something that all of us are hoping for as well. Talk me through the process of focusing again on a race once it's been red flagged. You know, there's been an incident. Then how do you get that focus back? Just talk me through that.
I mean, it needs to be like a switch, because once the helmet is on, you need to like be at your 100%. You need to focus like 100%. And that's something that I think all of us are able to do really well, because the kind of race we put up even after the red flag was pretty impressive. So yeah.
And just talk me through that overtaking maneuver. You got that opportunity, managed to get past Mehuel, and then led through the way.
I mean, yeah, the two cars ahead of me entered side by side into the corner, and I just opened the door, went for the switchback, and went for the lead. Yeah.
Congratulations on the race win. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's a proud moment for M Sport. But let's talk to Diljit TS. Started off on P11. Let me repeat this. Started off on P11 on the grid and comes in second. Now, that's probably one of the most fantastic comebacks we've seen from a driver this season.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was not easy to fighting up there. We had incidents in between, and just before that incident, I was already P2. And unlucky that it was a very bad crash. So again, I had to start the race at fourth, and I've been having a lot of technical issues from the beginning of the round, and then trying to sort one by one. And the reason why I started 11th was because I had a penalty. I served a penalty for changing my engine. So yeah, that's what made me started 11th on the grid.
And just talk me through that mindset when you know you've got that kind of experience, you've been a champion, but you're on P11, 10 cars ahead of you coming into a race. What's the mindset there?
I was just taking it a bit cool, because I knew that I'm going to get 5-grid penalty for changing the engine, and I was ready to take it, because I knew what I could do in the race, as you saw as the results. And I wish I had 2 more laps that I can be close to Dhruv. But yeah, it is what it is.
But an important second place finish, because it gives you valuable points to retain the lead in the driver standings.
Yes, there's something wrong with Rahul's car. He was second in the championship, so we've been fighting for the championship, but bad luck. Pretty bad weekend for him as well. So, but somehow I was able to figure out what's wrong with my car, and then just trying to maintain the point and lead the championship.
Congratulations on the podium finish, Diljit. Well done. There you go. Of course, we've got another Dark Dawn racing car right here. And of course, the man who won the first race of this race weekend, Mehuel, comes in third here. Mehuel, had your moments, because you started off on P1 in this race, and the disappointment still writ large in your face.
Yeah, before the race, it was pretty smooth sailing. We pulled away, we defended from everyone, we had the pace. So yeah, we had a massive lead, but the incident, it's quite a big one. Yeah. So after the restart, I think there's some issue that has been developed in the car, because as on the restart also, you could have seen the second gear just didn't fall in. Yeah. So after that, it was just a matter of limiting the damage. Yeah, not really happy with the result, but points are points. And
that's why they say racing can be cruel at times. You had that huge lead, and the race incident that happened takes away the entire lead, and you got to start from scratch again. Someone literally knocking on the doors for that 7-lap shootout, the way it turned out to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if the issue with the gearbox didn't happen, I would have managed again because I mean the pace you could have seen in the first race, the pace is there in the car for this weekend. A little bit disappointed, but I mean it is what it is. We go on to tomorrow and hope for better.
Yeah, that's the way to go ahead. Congratulations nonetheless on a podium finish, even if it's third. Well done. Well, there you have it, a quick chat with our top three for this race, an eventful race, but it's back to you guys in the commentary box for now.
Thank you, Raman. What a cracking race we've had. The final 7 laps were hammer and tongs. The competition between Mehuel, Diljit TS and the race winner Dhruv Goswami was unbelievable, incredible. And we'll take you through the highlights of the race that we've just witnessed. It was Mehuel who started at P1. Didn't get off to the best of starts as very quickly. We saw his teammate car number 10, and that is Bala Prasad, who went on to take the race lead. Mehuel, in fact, had initially started off well, but very quickly did fall behind, and we had the challenge coming in from Dhruv Goswami. Decent start for Saran Vikram as well, starting from P19, very quickly moved up a few places as the battle in the front was between the two Dark Dawns in Mehuel and Bala Prasad. During this time, Diljit TS, who started at P11, was steadily making his way up the grid, one position at a time. And a battle, a brilliant start for Monit Kumran as well. Very quickly coming into the top 5 there was Monit. You can see that red car in the 5th position. That was one of the Ahura Racing cars that had just lost the nose. And there, that moment, went slightly wide, did Dhruv Goswami, and he ended up dropping down to 3rd with the two Dark Dawns leading. Mehuel, by this time, had stretched his lead to about good 2 seconds. It was a good job by Bala Prasad as well to try and hold back Dhruv Goswami as much as possible, allowing a free run for Mehuel Agarwal in front of him to extend that lead. Was that challenge coming in from car number 76, and that was of Aditya Patnaik, I beg your pardon, the lad who comes from Navi Mumbai. Him along with Bala Prasad are doing a good job to keep Dhruv Goswami in check, while Mehuel Agarwal at the top of the grid was going on and stretching his lead with every passing lap. There the two Ahuras as well of Monit and Sarosh Hataria also pushing and getting involved in the front 6 with the car number 27 and car 24, and that was of Yash Vihan, one of the rookies from M Sport, also there. There you see Sarosh and Monit, the two Ahura cars, the two red cars, trying to chase the pack down and trying to make that move. Now Sarosh Hataria made that move, moving on towards the right to make the overtaking maneuver, had that accident with Aditya Patnaik. The race was red flagged, and when it restarted, we had 7 laps, and it was a nightmare start for the pole sitter, as by the end of the first corner, it was Bala Prasad along with Dhruv Goswami, and very quickly Dhruv Goswami had gone on to take the race lead. Diljit TS there, he was 3rd, car number 44 you can see now on your screen. He was putting a lot of pressure on Mehuel Agarwal to try and get as far ahead as possible in that up that grid. But Dhruv Goswami did so well, ever so well, to go on and defend each lap. Diljit TS in this time was clocking the fastest lap after lap after lap, and the first time, in fact, he was one of those who had clocked a lap under 1 minute 17 seconds as well, as he was going hammer and tongs to try and get ahead of Dhruv Goswami. Eventually, it was Dhruv who defended very well. It was Dhruv who was put under pressure by Mehuel Agarwal, who was put under pressure by Diljit TS, and there you see coming through the final corner of yet another lap, and it was Dhruv who continued to lead, and Mehuel chasing down right behind him. Diljit TS, there you can see in the 3rd, he is looking to make his move, get any opportunity to try and make his move, and by the time he'd moved into 2nd at Diljit TS, as Dhruv continued to defend. We were into that final lap. This is where any possibility of a dark dawn car overtaking had evaporated on that turn. And there you see, as Dhruv Goswami celebrating the checkered flag, TS coming in second, and it was Mehuel who had to settle for third. Joy for Dhruv Goswami, joy for M Sport. Now then, let's go to the prize distribution ceremony, where we have our race winners on the track.
These are combined results for today's race, and
as Diljit TS, the lad who always has a smile on his face.
All the way to Dhruv Goswami, what a drive this was.
That's Dhruv Goswami collecting the runners-up trophy.
It's been a while coming. Let's put it up for Mehuel Agarwal, who takes the trophy.
That's Mehuel Agarwal right at the top of the podium collecting the winner's trophy. Sunny Kumar, COC, handing the trophies over to the winners. The Tuner's trophy also being handed over to one of the Dark Dawn team members. So it's a Dark Dawn 1 and 3. So not bad result for the team. And a victory for Mehuel Agarwal. Remember, he'd not been keeping well for the last few days. But as Raman said earlier, the best dose you can get is to go on and get a race win. And that's exactly what he did with Mehuel Agarwal. Now all the three winners on the top of the podium striking a pose with their trophies. There is a reason it's called the City of Windmills. The wind is so high. That's why there are so many windmills here. Sustainable energy. What a day of racing we've had. What a cracking day of racing we have had today. 2 races in the LGB Formula 4. I had Mehuel Agarwal take the race win and Dhruv taking the second one. Well, that's unfortunately all that we have today for you. But we will be back tomorrow with more racing action live at 11 a.m.